Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother, it's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother, on past the gravy bro.
What is going on, fam? You bunch of butter beans. It's past the gravy bro. We are back to recap our Veto episode. Tonight, a little split house. It's Alex, Emma, Allison, and Pat hanging out with you guys. And what's going on to everybody in the chat? If you're listening only, you can always join us on our Facebook Live or on our YouTube channel. Just search Past the Gravy Bro on either of the two. And you can interact with us like Todd and Matt and William and Brock are right now. What's going on, fam? Let's just hop right into tonight's episode, okay? What did you guys think?
I thought it was such a good episode. I'm happier than a kangaroo in a bouncy house right now.
You can bet your bottom butter beans. I enjoyed that one.
Actually, going in, I had this sinking feeling in my stomach that going into this episode, I was like, I don't know. I feel like the rest of the season is going to suck. It's going to be boring. This was actually a really good episode. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I thought it was fun.
I mean, it was quite entertaining.
Somewhat. Terrence, just coming out of nowhere from the fucking top ropes.
Coming out of nowhere and staying nowhere. I don't get it.
He's shaking it up, but is he really doing anything? That's what you gotta wonder.
I don't know about that, but he's shaking it up, and he's at least something's happening.
Hey, he's doing something.
He's doing something.
He's making things more exciting, but
yes,
not because he's doing well.
True.
Can't disagree with that.
He's not making any forward advances. He's just shifting, sideways.
Some lateral chaos for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess we'll probably have a spoilers segment in tonight's episode, but I would imagine for anybody that watches the live feeds, it was very interesting to see what's going on the outside of the house compared to the inside. The feeds may or may not have been down on the outside for a good portion of the weekend and up until yesterday, but we'll get into that after this. But what do we got here? William says that Terrence is being played to get blood on his hands.
Absolutely.
Todd said he's doing what he said he was, stirring the pot of shit. And Brock said he's big talk in the yard, but once he's back inside, he'll shrink back down.
That's what she said.
Maybe.
Emma, you're just always minding the gutter.
I was talking about a joke like that yesterday. One of my kids said that's what she said, and I was like, no.
Too little.
What's up, BB?
Well, no, she doesn't want them to do it just because she can't be seen laughing at their "that's what she said" jokes, and she's definitely going to.
No, it didn't even make sense. He didn't know what the joke was. He's just heard people say it. But I was like, I don't want to hear that from
that.
you.
Almost makes it funnier if they don't know.
Yeah.
Does BB stand for butterbean?
Oh, not Big Brother.
Why did how?
I don't think so, right?
I just thought it was BB because Big Brother.
Yeah, Bean is cool. Boy, oh boy, what a coincidence if that's the case.
Wow.
We saw Terrence in the diary room right off the bat pretty much say Joseph was his target. Joseph kind of absolutely not, is what BB says. Okay, well, hey, we just had to ask. I didn't even think about that until you said that.
Oh, yeah. Todd said his 9-year-old is aware that 69 is a funny number, but he has no idea why.
Pretty sure he has no idea.
Yeah, I mean, with the internet these days, you never know what kids know.
You're gonna have to have a chat with him at a certain point.
Or just ignore it and never discuss it.
I like to ask them. And they go, oh, 69? And I say, why are you laughing at that? And then they're either really awkward, and I'm like, that's gross, shut up. Or they're like, I don't know.
But here's the thing. If they answered truthfully, would they get in trouble? Like, oh, that's when, she's blowing him and he's licking it. Would you send them to the office? Be like, you asked.
I wouldn't even think that would be the definition the kid said. I would just.
I mean,
that was really.
I don't know where we're going with that one.
I'm blushing.
Oh, calm down, Miss
I'm
Dumpster.
sorry. Was that was too far
TD.
for you? Who's just calling people sea dumpsters? That was the line.
It's been a week.
The podcast has never been the same, honestly.
No. Okay.
Let's
Moving.
get back on track.
Tara targeting Joseph, basically, is what he says. Then we almost immediately hop into the Big Brochella veto competition, which they made such a big deal that Tiffany hosted it, but like she remotely hosted it, so it didn't really like. I for the entirety of it until like about like almost the end, I was like, did she pre-record this? Like
That's what I thought too.
because then she was like, no, Monty, you are out. And I was like, Tiffany seems like she's being held hostage. Like it seems like like CBS like threw a bag over her head, threw her in a van. It was like, no, now host this comp. Like she seemed so not happy to be there.
Yeah, I still actually don't know if it was like a Skype call or if she pre-recorded everything. I can't tell. I couldn't
She
tell.
wasn't the DR, but you could also throw a green screen up behind you and be
The only thing I would think is at the end she goes, "Love you too," and if she pre-recorded "Love you too," that's pretty big of herself.
They could have pre-recorded like a bunch of stuff. Monty, you have been eliminated.
Yeah, but "Love you
She
too."
sounded like a robot version of Tiffany. Did they clone her maybe? And like they made a robot version?
That's
According to Thomas, they gave her some enhancements too.
I thought
Which is also what you said.
I thought I remembered her, already being a little talented. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Am I remembering that wrong?
Like what Thomas is
I think
saying?
it was just
Yeah, he said he counted 2 new things on her chest. I thought she already had some big old boobies. Am I
I
wrong?
didn't know her name was. I didn't know her name was Titsfany. Am I right, fellas? All right, all right, all right. Yeah. She had to be live to know who was staying and folding, is what Todd says. That's kind of what makes me think it was like she was there, but also you could just pre-record. Like they only had 5 people. So
Yeah,
you could
there's not that
pre-record
many
everybody's name
combinations.
and then throw them in there and be like, all right, somebody's out,
Okay.
somebody folded.
But the way Jasmine and Monty were trying to impress her with every little thing they said makes me believe she could interact.
I do think that she was able to interact. And after, like on the feeds
Dean
afterwards,
knows us.
somebody said that Jasmine was more focused on trying to think of something funny to say to Tiffany than
I hated it.
Gummy bears.
I don't like Jasmine.
Those
As
I
a
know.
Big Brother player, but
fine wine.
I really hated her.
Yeah.
as
I
she
know.
was doing that.
I kept thinking.
I'll put this many ounces of that old drink.
This might be
Shut the fuck up, Jasmine. Shut the fuck up.
last time we get to hear her.
I got texts from so many people watching it that were like, I can't listen. It's making my head hurt. Who is she? Stop this.
As soon as I noticed that she looks, as soon as I noticed that her makeup made her look like Pennywise the clown, I can't fucking unsee it now.
I don't think I have noticed that in particular. I mean, she laminates those eyebrows real high up her head, but like I've noticed the
Just like
She had more like
straight
mime
hairspray.
makeup on, I thought, tonight.
Well, the difference is
Could've been a
Pennywise's
French
eyebrows were thin, but like it was
Cleaner
the eyebrows
face
were
light.
so pronounced, it made that 6 head really stand out, and that's what made me think of Pennywise.
does she have a big forehead?
That forehead was bigger than a Grand Canyon when it's expanded because it's hot outside.
Good lord.
Grand
I don't
Canyon
think I've-
landed it there.
Noticed her
Yeah, we had to keep
forehead
going.
either. I think I just get so distracted by her eyebrows.
Her eyebrows, her
Or in her lip color is always
her
intense.
lip color was intense. It looks like she painted.
Okay.
You need to do like the Peyton Manning Photoshop
her
where you just like
hairline is farther up
Photoshop
than
it,
mine
like, make
is.
it this
That's a
big.
problem.
I still don't. I mean,
I just hate her,
Let's
so
not
anything
keep
I can
making
use to
fun
make
of
fun of her, I'm
I
going
think
to.
she's a pretty girl. She's just
That's
Let's
very
make
fair.
fun
I
of
think-
her
I'm not
I
saying
as a
she's
person
not.
and not for what she looks like. Guys.
yeah,
Let's
I
focus
scrolled
on
through
that.
her Instagram and
personality.
she looks good when she's done up.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
she's
on
good.
Instagram,
Person on the
where
internet.
because everybody looks like their Instagram, right?
I do.
I mean, I'm
Um,
pretty sure I do.
I know I do too. I'm just saying, everybody, people in the public eye.
No, but I'm saying like she can paint her face. Like she can do a full beat and like she looks good. She's good at it.
She's great
Stop
at it.
talking about her
That's
on
it.
her birthday
Eyebrows.
week. Guys, it is her
Oh, it is
birthday
her
week.
birthday
What the
week.
fuck are we thinking? It's her birthday week.
Quentin's
all
right, Brat Doll.
I think
Yep,
that-
that's it. That's the better one, Brat Doll.
Yeah.
BB, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm
Jasmine
sorry
does
if you
not
were
have a
eating
big
at that
forehead, even
moment.
without makeup. She is pretty. Her damn. Yeah, no. Let's focus
I
on just
agree.
hating her personality.
I agree, Kenya. I think she's really
Listen,
good.
I'm not exactly one to talk about who's good looking or not. I'll fucking point that out right away. I'm
Yeah,
just
you're
saying I
leading the
hate
charge.
everything about her. I just want her
No,
gone.
it's interesting to see the contrast between like regular day Jasmine and like made up Jasmine. It's almost two different people.
Are you talking about her speech?
Yeah.
Her
No,
speech.
that too.
Yeah.
That
She's
the
TV
video-
Jasmine, down home Jasmine.
I wish these were chicken drumsticks. Get that? Get it? Because she likes chicken. She likes chicken wings.
Oh my god.
She likes a good old chicken wing.
that are
I'm
luxury,
honestly
apparently, that you
surprised
get.
that she doesn't start every statement with "Yee!"
How did she not come into the house with a cowboy hat? Like, how did she not?
She was like,
came
"Oh,
in
well,
that
that's
furry
too far."
blazer.
Right, but you would have thought like she would have packed a cowboy hat, like a pink cowboy hat. That seems exactly
She's
like
not
it.
a
I'm from Mississippi.
cowgirl. She's a
4 more
farmer.
days. 4 more days.
I feel like she also came in. I don't know if she knew that she was going to play up the country shtick when she
Yes.
first got in, because she was like, she has a nail business. She lives in Atlanta. That's full on a city. Like she's
No,
pretty
Atlanta's just a podunk town. What
cosmopolitan.
do you know?
Yeah, she is.
It's got the Coca-Cola Museum.
Little old Atlanta, little podunk
She's
cow
a
town.
Little Atlanta, everybody knows everybody.
I know that airport pretty well.
It's one of like the busiest airports in the country, at least. I think that in Chicago. are one
It's
of
always
the-
like top 3 cities of worst traffic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fun driving through Atlanta, but you know, I
Hotlanta
had
is
to
what they call
several
it.
It
times.
just makes me think of The Walking Dead.
I think she's from Mississippi.
She grew up in Mississippi and then moved to Atlanta like a year or two ago.
Okay. All right. Well,
Hotlanta.
Brittany ends up winning the veto. It is stay or fold, which we kind of talked about in the spoiler segment on Sunday. Is very gameable. Very gameable. And I mean, Michael kind of was just like, I'm just going to kind of hang out and wait. And
He's a
then
genius.
almost won it
We
doing
knew
that
it.
strategy.
He was
And then
like
he proved
at most 11 off.
Dude, yeah, I was so mad that like I hate when people are that good at math because I'm an idiot. So when he was like, well, it's this many times, this many times, this many, that's 727. I'm gonna say it's this many, and then you're like, fuck, he was right there.
I bet he wins every single one of those guess how many jelly beans are in the jar contests.
Dude, don't take him to a state fair.
His spatial
Oh, dude, he would
awareness
clean up.
is off the wall.
Right.
I've been to the Coca-Cola Museum as well, Bean, and it was fantastic. I used to live
It's
in it.
okay. Yeah.
But yeah, Michael was absolutely dominant at that. I do think it was good that he didn't win another comp.
Good
Shout out
God,
to
he
him
did
for
not.
being like, what
Yes.
if I don't need to win it? Maybe I don't. Brittany wins. And I mean, Brittany winning is the same thing as if
I mean, he
Michael
was
won
trying to
because
win
of
it, though.
Right.
No,
But like,
Well,
I mean, it looked, he knew he could because he was playing dumb right in the beginning of it. Like
He was
could have
5
won-
off of the last one.
Right, but
Of
he
the
could have
winning.
probably come and gotten the like if he had started earlier instead of trying to overguess to confuse other people. Like, I think he could have
Yeah.
won.
He's just trying to outwin
But-
Jasmine.
But really, like I think it benefits him more that he didn't win because Jasmine or Brittany winning is exactly the same as if he had won. The same result you're gonna get not having the veto used. Then we see after Brittany wins, Jasmine goes over there trying to just. I thought maybe you used the veto to save me. And if you saved me, I would really like it if I was off the block. Yes, so would everybody in the house.
you know, because we were in Girls together.
That's the best accent yet.
We've
Girls,
been
girls.
friends.
Even though I said fuck you, you went and talked to Pooch, so we had nothing to do with you.
Pooch.
Pooch.
How many syllables can you put in the word
Pooch.
Pooch?
You gotta elongate every word you can.
Honestly.
Oh man, the pooch got me tickled.
Excuse me? Phrasing?
Such a weird sentence.
Brittany almost laughed in her face. That she was just, yeah, like she was definitely. I feel like Brittany was definitely throwing shade when she was like just answering the questions right after Jasmine said it, whatever dumb way she did.
4,000 of them gummy bears.
Yeah, it was like just
Of them every time. It was of them.
of them there gummy bears.
Fine wine.
Yippee!
Do you think she really thought there were 1,000 of the energy drinks?
I do.
1,000
Yeah.
of them?
I do think that.
I got 9 of them hiding spots for all my
Where did she
candies.
stay?
What did you say a couple of weeks ago? You were like, I honestly think that Jasmine thinks.
The balloon was gonna
The-
meet her dad in heaven.
Yeah, like, I think that is like that thinking was like, there's probably 1,000 of them there. They're gummy bears and jelly beans and energy
I
drinks.
think she
Well,
just
she
went
was
with her
like
gut
pretty
instinct.
on target with Brittany on some of the other ones. And then it was just like all of a sudden, fucking 1,000.
Right? And isn't it you're not supposed to go over?
And I don't, are you
No,
not? I
she
think
will
that's
love- she
the
will still love herself.
tiebreaker.
Bean wants to know if Jasmine will regret her persona when she sees how ridiculous it is. I think she like loves it. I think she like embraced it. And they're like, Jasmine, you're gonna get a ton of TV time. All you gotta do is play up the Southern card. She's like, well, golly!
Everyone she works with will. Because then
But she-
people are going to
Oh.
come into her nail
Oh, yeah.
salon expecting the persona, and she's going to do it. And the rest of her coworkers are going to be like, Chess, shut the fuck up.
She owns her own business. She owns a press-on business. She doesn't actually like work as a nail tech in a salon.
Oh, well, I mean, does she not ever go there? She's got to be in the business from fucking time to time.
I mean,
That's right.
she doesn't own a salon.
I don't know what nail press is.
A press-on.
I don't.
Fake nails.
Yeah, is that not a nail
That, like,
salon?
No, you can buy them from anywhere.
Oh, so she just owns the company and then they ship them to places.
She designs them, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't know anything about women.
Clearly. I'm just kidding.
It's very obvious. It's very obvious. We then have Kyle. We shift to the backyard, which I was the most excited about this week. But Kyle telling Alyssa he'd already told her about the leftovers, but she was like, "Oh, they had a name," which is like the feeds that I've gotten to see just even today when I was watching the feeds. It's so hard to fucking watch the feeds outside. Like I'm interested in what's going on, but it's like anytime somebody's talking game, like somebody else is at the sink with the water on, brushing their teeth or doing something.
Airplane flies over.
Airplane.
And like they're whispering because like you can't go anywhere. So it's just like it is the most brutal, like like acoustically to hear anything when you're like, what's going on? Yes, I was there.
It's so hard. I was trying to watch it yesterday.
What happened? What did they just say? What did they just say? I don't know. And you can't give them facial reactions because they're trying to like lay low and play it cool.
Yeah.
So they got to just like seem like they're a fucking statue. And then, okay.
That's like, I get that the
We're just trying to
microphones.
shower.
I get that the microphones are sensitive, but that's crazy that they're so sensitive that something 20 feet away is so loud you can't hear the voice directly being spoken into the microwave. I don't understand technology at all.
Well, clearly because you don't
Women,
speak into
microwaves.
microwaves ever.
Microphone. Excuse me, I've been drinking.
I don't know.
So
It's my day off.
Standing there screaming into the microwave.
What if that's what was going on?
Why
Oh,
aren't you
no
cooking
wonder
my
you're
food faster? Jasmine would. She would yell at the microwave.
I just can't help but imagine, like, if Jasmine was out there, do you think she would be dead by now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would have self-evicted, I think.
You see how
This
suffering-
is torture.
Guys, the heat is making my ankle act up again.
She would have an excuse.
I
Let's bring
mean,
that back.
they are.
It's heating up my ankle.
BB, no, I'm not. I'm not okay.
Except Turner. Turner has not gotten any more tan.
Oh, he's wearing that little hat. It's got a brim on it.
He's from Massachusetts. People from Massachusetts do not tan. They
He's
don't.
tan.
Pale as hell. He's got a little farmer's tan.
Everyone in Massachusetts is just, they're opaque, basically. There's no tan. They're just see-through.
See-through.
You know,
That is
The
the
jellyfish?
opposite of opaque.
Yeah, it'd be white.
Translucent. That was the word I was looking for.
It's,
Also,
what the hell?
I'm fucking trying, all right? I've been drinking for like 6 hours. Give me a break.
But yeah, Kyle tells Alyssa, like, he already told her about the leftovers, but he officially gives her the name of the leftovers. Then we go to the Dire Fest veto competition. I was a little bit surprised that they weren't similar comps. I thought that, like, maybe they wouldn't be exactly like, but I definitely thought it'd be a counting comp for the veto for the outside too. I liked what they did for the outside one. I thought that was a really cool comp. It was very simple. It was hilarious that they're like, first, bitches, fucking set this shit up. And then you get to see them. I did
like that they had to build it themselves.
Yeah.
But
you want Dire Fest? Do it. Do all the work.
Where was the other competition?
Probably in the studio or the Have Not room, maybe.
Yeah, or that
It was 1,000 gummy bears, 1,000 energy drinks.
It's like it's
Studio
the room where
money,
they
so
did the roller suite or like
High roller suite, yeah.
High roller suite.
Okay.
Which was that the.
It's the same room that's the app. It's the same room that was.
It's either the other studio that they go to, or like remember when they had the upstairs DR? They don't really have that this year, do they?
No, they do. They do have the upstairs DR.
I guess I haven't heard anybody be called to the upstairs DR. They just say go to the diary room, I guess. But
no, they say go to the diary room upstairs.
Upstairs. I've only heard downstairs.
Yeah,
that makes sense. They would say downstairs. But yeah, I thought it was really funny because from the Firefest documentary and how they kind of fucked them with the to-go containers of just like bread, like then be like, no, stack these bitches up and go. And spoiler girl, who is right and wrong sometimes, she said that Kyle cheated at it, but did not specify. But that's very easy to just say and not have any way that anybody can check on that. So I don't know how he would have cheated.
Cheat on that?
Like blow on somebody else's as you're going, just go.
I don't know.
Use a tray to just fan them.
Which would be really funny.
Your own wind.
It's just so obvious.
And Terrence though kind of had his chin on one of them at one point.
Alyssa was doing
Yeah,
that.
he was.
You were allowed
carrying
to
his
carry him like that.
Yeah.
But once they're there,
They got to stay.
I don't think you could like.
But that was just a lot of fun to watch, and like I can only imagine how frustrating it was in like real time as they're doing that, and you go, they're just all back and get stacked back up.
Boiler Girl also said that, which like some of the stuff that she says is not verifiable, so it's just
she's great at like she says everything. So then she can be like if you throw a dart and hit.
I was right about this one.
Yeah, like if I go to the roulette table and I bet on every single number, and then my number hits. Yeah, I was right.
Or like,
but also like you don't win.
Yeah, but she said that they had to pause the competition, for like because the wind was too intense at one point.
Again, can't verify that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I can imagine that if the wind was just blowing so hard, those styrofoam containers were not going to stay up.
Kyle got
but also, I think if you notice,
that's a theory, a fan theory that's out there, according to Matt.
They had tape around like the top of each lid. Like I feel like as I saw them stacking it, I feel like that kind of helped keep it stay. Or maybe that was just to add a little bit of weight to it, so that it, like the wind couldn't just fucking send them across the yard.
In the beginning, they were open and they had to fold them. So maybe if the wind paused it, they had to stop, and that's when they did that. But
maybe
no, they were open, but as soon as you closed it, each one had different colored tape around the top of it. That's what I don't know if that was just enough weight,
just so that if they fell, they would know whose was whose because you had to have 50.
That also makes sense. Yeah, that's more likely.
It
did seem a little sticky to me though.
But Kyle, going into it, had pointed out to Alyssa that he had to throw this week's veto because he was like, if I win the veto and I don't use it to put you up, then it's going to look really sus to the leftovers when we go back on the other side of the house. And I mean, that made sense. So Kyle just pretty much threw it. And
he still wanted to win it.
Well, he said he had to throw it, and he didn't win it. So I'm going to assume he threw it, even though he just pretended like he wanted to do it.
I don't
Bean
like that.
said it was a roof tarp.
Oh, yeah, you said that they should have put the tarp up before the comp. But
We'll
the
get to
tarp
the
is
roof
up
tarp
now.
here. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a little bit. But
I was frustrated that Joseph was like, it'll be best if Kyle wins it. And like, was he kind of throwing it? Because that is the dumbest thing he could have done.
That's what he said later on.
It's
He
best
did
if
say,
you
like,
win it,
I even was gonna throw you the veto. But yeah, Terrence wins it, so he sweeps the week as HOH of Dire Fest. Then we see after Terrence's win, he which I thought would have been funny is they were like Dire Fest is supposed to be the worst version of whatever's inside. Like Tiffany got to host that comp. Like, why didn't they just have Derek F? Like, Derek F could have done the outside one. I love Derek F, but like bad, worst player. Okay. Derek F was so much fun to me last year. Like, I enjoyed every part of him being in the house just because he was so sassy and catty and like he was an asshole to so many people and like almost broke up the cookout like 100 times.
Yeah,
but they're like, no, we're not doing this.
So mad.
But he started it, according to him.
According
to him, he started the cookout. The edit did make Terrence look brilliant, Bean says. Then immediately after that, he's overplaying. Even the e-vote part. The e-vote was funny because he just made it into a bit where we were like, does he know he's saying it wrong? And then by like the third or fourth time, like, oh, this is a bit. I like that. I like bits.
I don't think he did know it was a bit.
I don't think he knew it.
He still to this day does that.
No, I think he does it now because he realizes it. I don't think he knew then.
I don't think he knew then.
I think he knew that.
I don't think he knew.
I think he messed up once or twice, and then I think he just kept it.
No.
I like Derek F. He's funny. Maybe we'll get him on the pod one day. I don't know.
Yeah, you try that.
Maybe.
There's no way he knew at the beginning.
We get Cliff Hogg. Who knows?
Yeah, but Cliff is nice.
Yeah, I feel like
Derek blocks everybody on Twitter that says anything negative about him.
We won't be negative about
He's
him.
going to expect you to pay him.
I just said something negative about him.
You got blocked?
No, I mean, I just said it.
I'll say,
Is he listening? Is he in the chat?
I'll deny it. After the veto competition, then Joseph tries to get Alyssa thrown up as a replacement nominee, talking about how basically go against the showmance. What are you gonna do going with the showmance? Then we see Kyle go to Terrence, and he had told Terrence on Sunday's episode about the leftovers. He had not given the name of the leftovers, but he basically said what he said to Alyssa, where he's like, look, I told you about the alliance that I was in with everybody. It was a 7-person alliance. This is how we formed. We were kind of running the game. Also, we were called the leftover, and then Terrence is like, shit. He's like, yes, you gotta get Joseph out because Joseph's working with them, blah, 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 blah. And then Terrence fucking, he likes to talk, he likes to say stirring the pot. He immediately, or according to the edit, goes and shows that, shows his cards to Joseph. He's like, yo, Kyle's going after you, bro. Like, Kyle's doing this. He says he's trying to pit them against one another. And to me, it seems like that's a little unnecessary because, one of them, according to your plan, is gone no matter what. So what's the point of pitting them against each other except for making it really uncomfortable the rest of the week? Maybe that's it.
He's overplaying, and he thinks, like, in the DRs, he was like, it's all bullshit. I'm so good at this. And I was like,
No, when you do that, but then also have to ask someone what to do when you're HOH, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, and at this point in the game, like, they're going to jury.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
How you treat them when they're on the block and, like, whatever you say to them in your game, that's going to
I mean, Terrence isn't going to go to final 2.
Terrence knows he's not going to win.
You're guaranteeing that you're going to lose.
Knows.
But you're guaranteeing you're going to lose one of those 2 votes. I agree. Like, whoever it is going to be like, well, that guy fucked with me at the very end. Like, why? That wasn't necessary.
I mean, that's if you're counting on a bitter jury. Maybe they would be like, well, he made a fucking big game move, and you got to respect that.
I don't think, I mean, I think that you could say big game move, yes, but then he kept going with it with the, like, targets Kyle. Like, he's already on the block. You've not used the veto. Like, you don't need to do that. Just like, well, it's up in the air now, I guess, and then take credit for it later. But like, you don't need to continue lying. There's nothing else that can be done with the vote, like with the nominees. They're on the block.
I don't understand how, like, in smaller groups, like, it makes sense at the beginning of the season where you don't want to tell anybody right off the bat because then they can flip and, like, they can try and flip the house. But, like, when it is 5 people, and you've also got the veto and the HOH, like, just be like, hey, man, I'm probably gonna send you home, bro. Like, nothing personal, man. It's a game move, you know. Like, I understand that, like, you don't want to make Joseph mad or anything like that, but it's like, just stirring shit up to stir shit up. Like, if they were both gonna go back,
mad.
Yeah. If they were both gonna go back in the house, then I understand doing that. Try to pit them against each other so they both go and try and rat out each other to the leftovers, and like that looks better. But it's like, now you have to send one of them home at this point. You could have kept Turner on the block and sent Joseph out, and then also turned Joseph against Kyle. So Kyle and like,
taint the jury against Kyle.
You could have done that. That would have made more sense. And like Turner's going to stay no matter what. But now that you have to pick between one of them, then like, it's a lose-lose situation. I mean, you're going to get somebody important out, but like, it's a lose-lose situation regardless for Terrence.
Well, and he's not.
But he's not going to win.
Well, but like, he's not even necessarily like, the thing that annoyed me the most was that when he was like, like, don't worry, I'm being real clear with you. I'm just going to be open and honest with you. Like the Terrence, I just read Terrence. The target is Kyle. He's going like, that's not pitting them against each other. Mm-mm. That's just weird false hope for literally no reason.
And just like gossip.
Yeah, like it's not game related. Joseph isn't going to do anything. He can't, like, what is he going to blow up to the 5 people that are out there that are all well aware of what's happening?
But even if Joseph was gonna stay, like in theory, like if Joseph's gonna stay and he's gonna take Kyle out because he's mad about Kyle, then like Joseph knows that Terrence is gonna fucking flip immediately if anybody gives him any information. Yeah. So he's like, well, this guy literally just told you that, and you came running to me to do that. Why would I trust you to not do exactly what you just did to him?
Yeah.
Because that's a new bond that you've got with Kyle because we're out here. It makes no sense, really. And I honestly thought, like, going into this, that, like, the 4 remaining people on either side, I thought that, like, it kind of seemed like the way that they had been talking on feeds and stuff, or at least on the inside, like, they were kind of, like, gunning for, like the leftovers are expected to work together. But then I thought that maybe, like, the outside crew would be, like I was hoping it could be like 4-4 going in, and like you'd have like the people that were left could form together. But I feel like the way Terrence is pitting each other against that, like you're not going to want to work with Terrence when you go back in the house.
I mean, I feel like if we talk about what they've been talking about on feeds, like, is that a spoiler alert? I don't know. So like I won't say it just yet, but I mean they have.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to the spoiler. We'll finish up.
Yeah.
So that was really like the big part was like Kyle spilling the beans to Terrence, who then spilled the beans to Joseph. The butter beans were spilled everywhere. But then
those beans.
Then we go to the vetoes. Jasmine doesn't use Brittany doesn't use her vetoes, so Jasmine and Monty are still on the block. Monty's feeling pretty safe, but Jasmine says, "You can bet your bottom butter beans I'm gonna fight like hell." She dropped another butter beans. I just wanted to write that down. And then Terrence does use the veto to put Kyle up and take Turner down. And now it's Kyle or Joseph that are going home.
I did not expect Turner to have, like, I think Kyle was legitimately surprised that he went on the block. I don't think that
the look
that
on
was
his face.
Yeah.
Like, when they were talking about it on the feeds, I thought that, like, I mean, and even I think a lot of Twitter was like, this just seems like a ploy so that they can go in and he can stay good with the leftovers and be like, look, I had no idea. I was on the block too. But like, no, this was not a plan. He just was like, fuck you.
Yeah. Terrence, wild card.
It just seems sloppy. It's
Very
like
wild.
sloppy gameplay.
I did laugh super hard, though, when Kyle was in the DR, and he goes, "Terrence, I just told you my whole plan. Why am I up?" And I was like,
Because
you're
you
kind of a
proved you
fucking
weren't
idiot, aren't you, buddy?
loyal.
You answered your own question there.
Them hoes ain't loyal.
I was just like, "Oh, Kyle, you
Also,
big
I-
Oh,
dummy."
honey.
Oh, honey.
Why would you ditch a 7-person alliance for one person who's not playing the game?
Because you panicked.
Because he was trying to save him.
On the outside at any point in time.
Because he wanted to continue to have 10 seconds of sex with the girl that likes him when he gets back inside the house.
He told her today, and I don't know if this counts as a spoiler because it's not like anything official, but like He told her today that if he gets voted out this week, then she has to get voted out next week, and she agreed to that.
So they would have a whole month together in the jury house.
This is dumb as shit. If
Every
you get
day.
voted out this week, sucks. I'll see you on finale night. I don't care. For 10 seconds, fuck you.
I hope he gets voted out, and then she just immediately starts banging somebody else in the house.
Now, don't say things like that.
I'm sorry. Is she not allowed to have sex with whoever she wants? Are you trying to control her body, Alex?
They're official. They're boyfriend and girlfriend.
They're boyfriend and girlfriend.
I mean,
Monogamy, ever heard of it?
Weren't Nick and what's her name?
You can't destroy true love.
Not really.
And they found it in 2 days in the house. 2 days and 10 seconds.
Who knows? If they get to spend the rest of the time in jury together, he'll build up to like 18, 19 seconds.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night, we're going to get an eviction between either Monty or Jasmine, and an eviction of either Joseph or Kyle. So we are going to, if you don't want spoilers, this is your time to tune out. At Past the Gravy Bros, where you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Allison is at Affable Allison. Pat's at Not Pat Dan, and Emma is at Little EM Tweets. Please give us a 5-star review wherever. Pat, boyfriend or girlfriends never ever cheat. That's what Bean says. That's a good point, Bean. Great point.
Todd said he wonders if Kyle's mom is a bitch.
That was a while ago.
I don't care. That's the comment of the night. That made me laugh. It was 2 minutes ago. It was literally 2 minutes ago.
We've moved on.
I never move on from South Park.
This is the outro for the non-spoilers. Pat, let him finish.
Spoiler!
He's doing his job, Pat.
What are you doing? All right. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you're listening to podcasts. If you're listening, you can watch us on YouTube, Past the Gravy Bros, but you got to search, hit that subscribe button when you get over there, and also go like our Facebook page, because we will be on Facebook Live as well if you want to join the conversation. And if you're watching, go follow, go subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcast. Hit that subscribe button to help us out. This is your time to tune out if you don't want any spoilers, but we will talk to you guys tomorrow. And if you want spoilers, just hang on tight.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
All right. Allison, give us some spoilers now.
I mean, first of all, I'm sorry for the lack of feed updates on Instagram, but like
there's not been a lot of feed
slacking.
No, the week on the inside is like done. They're decided.
It's been done since Saturday. Like Jasmine's gone.
Yeah,
it was decided the moment they stepped in the house.
Absolutely.
The second Brittany won the veto, it was over.
And they told her during the episode.
Yes.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, like right before. That was, but that, so the clip I texted y'all without the accent that you then retweeted, that was the beginning of their conversation to be like, so like, you're not staying. Because they like confronted her about all of like her lies and like the alliances that they know about. She managed to throw Kyle under the bus a little bit. I don't know if Michael and Brittany like picked up on it. I think they like brushed it off and was like, she's just making like desperate guesses. But she said that Kyle told her that they had a final 2 and they had a final 3 with Taylor, which is true. So, but
the biggest thing is she doesn't have an accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's biggest spoiler. No accent. Like literally almost none. Not even slightly Southern.
Like no, I mean there's hints of it. There's sometimes. a little bit of the Southern draw, but it ain't like this.
It's like when I get really tired or drunk and I can get like my accent can come out a little bit. Yeah.
I'll say things like y'all. You know.
One time I said something about a pond. And it was just like the way that I said it, everybody looked at me, they're like, what? It'll come out sometimes. But like, she basically didn't have an accent in that discussion. But
no, she does. Like I said, there's a hint of one there from growing up in the South. You're gonna have hints of it in your language, but she became a character this season. She made herself a character.
Yeah. She's not a real person at this point.
Which has got to be just the most annoying. I gotta give
herself.
I got to give Terrence just absolute props that at no point this season did he just turn to her and go, "For the love of God, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up with the accent."
Yeah, I was like, I feel like you should be giving props to Turner. Also, everybody celebrates that Turner does not have to go back in the house with Jasmine.
He's so happy. I can't wait to see his face when he's like, "Oh, shit! Y'all got Jazz out. Let's go."
Hug everyone. He's gonna hug everyone and be like, "Thank you so much."
I did think it would also be really funny if he was evicted this week and then he like showed up at jury and it was Indy and Jasmine.
Oh God. Do that to him.
I think he would pull an Indy, and he would actually leave the jury house. He'd be like, "Guys, I can't.
He's gonna
fucking do this."
To walk, not Indy.
But back to the backyard is what we were talking. We really wanted to talk about the backyard, and that's the spoiler we're gonna get to. I mean, if you watch the feeds and stuff, like there was an alleged wall yeller, but like it's pretty much been confirmed by multiple people that like there was a wall yeller because the feeds were only on the inside for about 3 days, maybe a little longer than that.
Yeah.
And now they come back. They had a tarp over the backyard. It looks like they took it off for a little bit today when I was watching. It was like there's some real sun coming in. I feel like
I don't know.
Because I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it was just a lot of sun, but.
Some of them, I feel like Turner and Joseph both made a good point about the tarp that like during the day, it would just it would trap the heat in. It would turn it into an oven.
Good point.
Because they were complaining about it yesterday last night when the feeds came back and they were saying that like there was no breeze. And so even though like the sun had started going down, they were like eating dinner, making dinner, whatever. They were like, it's still so hot. So I mean,
it's Dire Fest for you.
I know, but like I feel like it's honestly
unhealthy.
This happens every year. Can they not just like buy the fucking street? Like whatever that street is, can they just not fucking control like
street?
No, I get that, but
I mean, people have to drive. You're gonna buy it.
I can't just buy the road in front of my
I'm sorry, it's CBS. You're telling me they can't buy that sidewalk and push all other traffic to the other side of the fucking sidewalk and make it like 60 feet? That like make it farther. Like
can't do that.
It's fucking CBS.
For 3 months out of the year.
All the goddamn money in the world, and they can't control the sidewalk that's next to one of their biggest fucking shows. That's crazy to me that they have no solution.
Has to pay off some people, so he can't.
I mean, it's wild to me that they have absolutely zero solution they have for people just walking by and being like, yeah, so-and-so's lying.
They did have a wall yeller, and so we don't know what was that. Like, we don't know how much that affected it, and like they obviously are editing around that. So like I don't trust shit that I'm seeing from the backyard stuff. Like they made it look dramatic tonight. I just want to know because they were yelling that Kyle was lying. Not to trust Kyle.
Kyle's a liar. Joseph is, or nope. Kyle is a liar.
Save Joseph.
I don't know. Honestly, it's
Los Angeles. Everything's for sale there.
They've been talking about Turner's been talking about how he only trusts Kyle and Alyssa. They're his best friends in the house, and that they are in a Final Four. Terrence, Kyle, Alyssa, and Turner are.
So they are. It is going to go in 4v4.
And I think it's going to go in 4v4. Yeah.
But are they going to go in 4v4, trying to pretend like Kyle is the threat, and then hope that one of them wins HOH? Because I feel like if one of them doesn't win HOH come tomorrow night, then that's going to all go out the door. I think that all goes out the door. I think Kyle becomes public enemy number one if somebody on the other side of the house wins. Somebody on the inside portion of the house. If Monty wins HOH, I think Kyle's fucked.
I think it's going to be Kyle, Alyssa, noms for sure. I don't know. I think Kyle will backstab Terrence. I don't think anybody's actually loyal to Terrence, but I don't know. I can't tell because they can't break away from each other. I can't tell what they're really thinking.
And next week, when they talk about anything that could possibly be related to something like a wall yeller or anything that could have been influenced, do you think that the wall yeller influenced Terrence's decision? Like the show's gonna make it look like something else happened. You don't think the wall yeller being like Kyle's lying got him to be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm putting Kyle up just to see what's going on.
So that's what I was going to ask. Do we know what the wall yeller said?
Rumors are they said the first one said Kyle is a liar, save Joseph. And there were apparently while the feeds were down, there was like several wall yellers throughout the day. And others were like, Kyle is a racist and it was Kyle's a liar. And like, it was just a bunch of things that.
I mean, if it's a public street, what stops you from just standing there all day yelling shit, watching the feeds on your phone?
They can push you away after a little while.
Public street.
They got to get out there to you.
Public street.
Yeah, the Spoiler Girl said that they have production assistant dressed up like security to like, not really security, but like dress like security to try to like deter people. But in all honesty,
they just blasted music the whole time. They were blasting music, which is why you couldn't watch the feeds because it was licensed music. So then that's also why they can't show it on the show because it is licensed music. So like there was 2 days of just nonstop like music blaring, and on the inside at one point they were
like fucking.
I wonder what they did. But they're like, I wonder what they did to get music, and then they kept cutting.
Yeah, they were like, I thought we're the VIPs.
Monty was mad.
Then later they were like, I think this is a punishment.
Because it just wouldn't stop.
It was like the same songs over and over again.
Oh, that's a bummer.
The rumor has it that they took them to some other place that was not the backyard, that they could have possibly taken them to like that sound stage. The what room?
The butthole room.
The team inside the house? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm the most proud of is naming it the butthole room.
They put the inside Brochella, they locked in the HOH, and then they put Direfest, I think, in the butthole room, and then that's when they went out there and like put the tarps and everything. And I only know that because the inside feeds, they were saying that they like found traces of them existing there or whatever, like they like left things or like they found something that like they left inside.
But the feeds are being very quick about cutting anytime that like, and like at this point, like I just assume that they're talking about something related to the wall yeller or something going on about that. Cause like on inside and outside, like if it gets like, if it cuts, I'm just like, well, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? Like, oh, cause you know, like, and then when someone's like, I don't know what's going on.
Does Inside even know that there was a wall yeller? Because they were already separated, so I don't think they do.
No way.
I would imagine they will by like this time tomorrow, but yeah, like, I don't think that they do at this moment. But that's why like they got to like, what's going on? Like what could happen? Like, which I do like that. Like that's part of the fun of this whole thing, where it is like them like just confusing people. And I like the like just like throwing shit at them and seeing if they can figure it out and adapt. But like I don't know, I saw people like today that were just like, this is such a terrible twist, this is awful the way it worked out. It's like I think wall yellers like cool, you got your way, like you ruined the game for so many people that were trying to watch fucking feeds this week. Like that's like cool. If you don't get caught, then you wasted all of your time and you pissed everybody else off. Like I'm not very pro wall yeller at all, but like just like what are you doing? What did you think was like we're not going to know if your thing even worked at this point. So
yeah. Well, and I was listening to Taryn's live feed updates from Rob as a podcast, and he was saying that like people who are wall yellers, like, yes, you have a voice outside the house, but then they are like taken away from your voice and ushered into a room where production has a very impactful voice that they can repeat things. And like,
we're going to keep you in the DR until we say so.
Yeah, basically. So like, what effect do you really have? You're going to say one thing and then production's going to be like, well, but what if they're lying to get you to do like whatever? Like production does that shit too.
Todd says production wouldn't want to stop wall yellers because it makes talking points or discussions in podcasts like this one. I don't think they give a shit about our podcast.
I think they all listen.
I doubt it.
They should.
They don't.
Especially whoever's leaking shit to Spoiler Girl. They're definitely listening.
Says production knows wall yellers better than anyone. They know putting them outside 24/7 was a risk. They had to. I agree, Bean. But like, also like the idea of like you're stuck outside, fucking figure it out. Like that's funny. I like that. Like that is it's a.
Can they not just like move? Can they not just like rebuild the house in the center of the CBS lot so that there's not a wall?
3 months, and it's the cheapest show CBS throws. It's like the cheapest CBS show because you literally have the stage. The stage is already built. You throw them in the same thing. You just redecorate it slightly every year. Like it is the cheapest show that fills a summer gap 3 times.
Okay, instead of the backyard facing this way out of the house along the wall, then shift it to the other side of the house that doesn't face the fucking wall.
Do you see this?
I can't really.
That's the house. That's the backyard.
I can't really see
Here's
that.
a river, and here's a tiny little walkway road. It's not even a real road. You can't even drop your 2D guy.
You could yell over here too. You could yell over the LA River.
So it takes an effort to yell.
Yeah, they have to use bullhorns to yell.
Done it with drones.
They won't hear you if you literally just yell.
I would write notes to a bow and arrow and fire them over the river into the backyard.
Okay, look. Even the road next to the house is.
I couldn't really tell the last one.
To the studio.
Yeah.
Just go Google Big Brother house.
Center of the lot.
And it'll show you
that would cost so much more money than they ever spend on this show.
I mean, they have like a fence on top of the like, stage. Like they've already tried to make it as high up as they can. They've got a tarp on it now.
Yeah. You can't throw anything over it. That was a thing that I think they used to be afraid of. Now they thought there was drones too. There was a drone incident or something. For going over.
Because somebody sent one time, I can't remember what season it was. They had like they had a drone and it had like
it's actually a pretty big fucking building.
They were playing something on a loop. And I remember they were like, like, what the fuck was that? And the house guys saw it. They just couldn't hear what the drone was repeating.
I don't remember what season that was, but and I think this season there was an incident with drones because yesterday when Alyssa and Terrence were talking, and which was like, that was a conversation I wanted to listen to because I wanted to know what they were actually thinking. They stopped talking at one point and were like, is it another one? I was like,
yeah.
Don't cut the feeds. I want to know.
Yeah, they had to at that point. It's just and like just again, like CBS won't spend the money, is what Todd's saying. But like Big Brother is a summer filler show. You get 3 hours of content for absolutely nothing. Like they got to pay these people to be there. Like they pay the house guests their stipends unless you win the $750K. And then you film it constantly. It's just always running. You have to have people go edit it, and they log through what's going on to give you the highlights of the days. That's how you make it. It's just it's the cheapest thing. It's not Survivor where you got to fly people out to an island. They already own that island, so it doesn't really matter anymore. Like CBS is very good. It's a fucking well-oiled machine. That's why it's been on for 24 seasons.
Yeah.
Like they just print a new season every single time. So like they're not going to change it up a lot. They're not going.
The only people it bothers are us who watch the feeds.
Yeah.
People who watch the show.
The casuals don't give a fuck what's going on.
I honestly don't care.
Oh, BB, and that's a good point. That no past guest has ever talked about wall yellers in detail. Because a few have done AMAs on Reddit.
They have like gag orders for a couple of years after.
Yeah, but people will do an AMA after that has ended. And maybe there were no wall yellers those seasons, but you would think that they would. I'm curious. I mean, who was it? Dave Vaughn just said to stop wall yelling because it just disrupts feeds and it hasn't ever impacted game.
Yeah.
I think she's the only one.
You don't want to think about it. And I feel like one season they showed, like early, they showed a banner go by, or maybe I just read that on Wikipedia, but they showed it one time.
They definitely have had banner planes before.
Yeah.
That was like what was it? The LNC is something. That was like early seasons.
When you think about it, you gotta like also assume like as the point of view of the house guest, like if somebody's yelling over the wall, you have no idea who that is. You have no idea if they're trying to fuck with you. You have no idea if they're really truly rooting for you're with these people all summer. Like, are you gonna go with what you think already in the house, or are you gonna go with what some random person is yelling from the outside? Yes, it could affect it, but I think like more times than not, you're gonna be like, huh, that was interesting that they yelled that, but like, could they have just been somebody that was trying to shake things up?
Yeah, I mean, if they just yell, "Don't trust Kyle, he's a liar," but if they're like, "Monty, Kyle, this, they're on alliance, it's called the leftovers, don't trust them, they're all working together," like if you yell detail.
But they can't hear the detail. They catch like words.
Oh, I mean, like I said, I looked at the question, or I mean, I looked at the map, and it is
that's why. So
there's
like
a decent distance to the road.
Yeah, so like when the person who claims to have said like Kyle's a liar, save Joseph, Twitter was like, no, don't even mention Joseph's name because they're only going to hear like every other word and they're going to think Joseph is doing the wrong thing or Joseph lied. Yeah. So like you just have to keep it like very short and sweet. But I mean, I want the feeds because it helps you realize things. And I know BB said earlier that like they tell you in the diary room sessions, but those are only during the shows.
That's true.
Not on feeds, except on BBOTT when they did live diary rooms.
That was cool.
And
that was live.
I think they should bring that back. Just like
live diaries.
Live diary rooms. There was like a
BBOTT was annoying because you didn't have like full on episodes. Like they would show like once a week. It was kind of on there, but it was like I hated that you had to like put the show together on your own, basically. But like it was cool that it was always live feeds and all like they didn't cut shit ever.
Yeah.
But, like it was frustrating that there wasn't the cut up packaged episode that we get with this.
We still got Ball Smashers.
Yeah, I'm a big Ball Smashers fan, but. Like I agree, they're never gonna do another BBOTT. They absolutely not. But
they were doing it because they had comp ideas they wanted to test out, and they were like, well, they were also trying to get people on this. It was the CBS All Access app.
Yeah, it was All Access, and then Chrissy bled, so they can't use those.
The Paramount Plus dropped today by Terrence.
Yeah, he was proud of that one.
Company man.
He's proud of it.
Company man.
But like they're not gonna bring back BBOTT. But like I think live diary room sessions were a great thing that they could bring in, just like as an extra like
do like once a week. Once a week.
If you have feeds, then you get to see these live diary room sessions. It would be another thing for them to get. I don't even know. I've been paying for CBS All Access for so long. I don't remember how much it is.
Because what's funny is like when we see like. People like get mad, like, well, what the fuck? I paid for these feeds. Now I can't even watch this bullshit. I'm gonna cancel my subscription. It's like, well, you used to pay exclusively for the feeds, and then you could really have a gripe by being like, this is bullshit that I'm paying for this. Now it's like, well, could we interest you in Bar Rescue because we have 17 seasons of that? Could we interest you in every season ever of Survivor? Perhaps all of the seasons of Big Brother. And it's like you're not just like, yeah, some people just subscribe to get the feeds. Yeah. But right now, it's like they don't really give a shit because like, you're paying for it anyways. Yeah. We can offer you other things, so we can cut the feeds.
I would love the live diary room just for one moment where they show it and Jasmine's in there and she's like, all right, hold on, let me gear up for this, guys. I just got to get ready. Let me think about it. Whew, man, that surprise was more surprising than a surprise in a surprise box. And just watching her gear up for the fucking voice would be so goddamn good. Just to be like.
Yeah, I mean,
you'd like to watch every episode of Young Sheldon.
No,
dude, I've never seen a single episode, but I saw a preview the other day, and he's like, "Man, this is weird out here." I'm like, "Oh, he's hit puberty. Gross." No, end the show.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, his voice was really deep in that.
I was like, "End it. It's weird now."
His voice was like deeper than actual old Sheldon's voice.
Like it's to the point now where it's like, all right, he should be going off to MIT because he's like 13 at this point.
Teenage Sheldon.
I remember it was on after something I was watching. And are you just watching Young Sheldon? And I was kind of like doing something else.
Adolescent Sheldon.
He's got this on. And I was like, I guess.
I've changed channels and it's been on, and all of his family sounds like Jasmine.
Yeah, they're
in the show.
From Texas.
Yeah,
that's the whole bit. He's too smart for them. Will Jasmine use her persona during her exit interview videos? Absolutely, because that's like all she has right now.
I didn't even let you finish that sentence. Yes, absolutely, she will.
Yeah. No,
Every
Chili.
time somebody else gets to the jury house, I didn't expect to see you here.
Jury segment.
God! Oh.
You have got to tell me what happened to get you here.
Well, paint me red and call me a fire truck.
You got a video that'll show me? Let's watch.
Oh my God! Let's see what happened this week.
And then they show them watching it and they're like, oh no!
He failed then?
Oh my God, Turner! I didn't expect to see you. How much did you miss me? I need a 4-point bullet list.
I did laugh really hard after they told her on the feeds today that she was getting evicted. She took it really well. I will say she was like, all right, that sucks, but and she cried, but it was good. That's a good gameplay, and I can't wait to go to the jury house and tell them y'all are actually playing, and we just didn't notice. And then she said, "Do not let Turner win. Y'all cannot let Turner win." I was like, "Oh fuck, they hate each other."
Oh,
I love you.
Bestie foes.
That was his thing he loved about. I love you.
Love ya.
I want to meet him and just give him a hug and pick him up and be like, "You are a stronger man than I."
I bet he is.
Well, when she was like, I know that we had our differences in this house, but when we get outside, I bet we're gonna be the best friends out of the whole cast. He's like,
"I'll never
No.
fucking see you in my life again."
It's your
Never.
birthday. I'm just gonna smile right now, awkwardly.
Although people online don't like him anymore, they've been trashing his store in Google reviews because he's teaming up with. He's going to be on Kyle's side.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
good.
sorry that he's trying to advance his game. Yes,
So
align with
messy.
Kyle so
to do.
people go after him and not you.
No, I mean,
Zig when they say.
I get his game move. I just don't. I hate when people do that. There's a difference between holding somebody accountable for saying something stupid and or racist, but he's making
You're just
a
as
game
much of a
move.
problem as what you're saying you're fighting against when you're going and just blindly bad rating somebody's rug business and shit like that.
It's
That's
so
a fucking
stupid.
scumbag
And-
thing to do.
He's not even running it right now. Poor Megan Belmonte has to deal with it.
Yeah. She's gonna dump him.
I'm gonna have to text my cousins, man. Can y'all go buy a rug? Support them.
Please.
At the rug shack.
Jasmine's gonna hide the food all week.
That's what we're calling it now, the Rug Shack.
Rug
No,
shack.
That's the name of his. That's the name of his.
That's
place.
actually the name of the store.
Yeah,
it's the
name
Rug
of the
Shack.
store is the Rug Shack.
It's fucking phenomenal.
So go give him a good review.
But we
Counteract.
think, as far as we know, it's Jasmine and Joseph still is what it looks like.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no
JJ.
coming back. I really wanted Joseph to have a chance, but that is not going to happen. He was talking game to them, and then as soon as he walked away, Terrence was like, I just wish he'd stop campaigning to me. I'm getting so annoyed. It's like, sir, that's what he's doing. That's the point of the game.
That's a bummer.
Any thoughts on what Indy has been doing alone in the jury house a week? Probably sharpening knives.
Masturbating. Perfecting her sex coaching.
I mean,
She's preparing.
honestly,
Kyle.
if you had been in the house
She's
for a long time,
She's gonna give him
and
some
you had the
pointers.
jury house for a week, you're gonna do it a little bit, right?
She's
They
having
thought-
tantric sex with herself.
They talked on the feeds about how she was finally reunited with her vibrator.
Oh, you can
That's what they said. I mean, I have no idea if they let you do it. They won't let you bring a vibrator into the house. I sure did, BB. I sure did say that.
Yep.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's nothing shocking about that.
Bringing
though.
the smut in.
I mean, I get that they don't let it in the house because as we've said, how sensitive the microphones are. You don't want just to hear. Is somebody shaving in the other room?
Yes, I was shaving.
So they have to share the beds. And
Oh, that has not stopped so many of them. They share kitchen towels, and that didn't stop cereal Matt.
Oh God, the boys are gross.
I just love that Alex's accent. It's just JC. It's just JC.
I've been working on
I
it. I've been working on
That's
Jazz's
my
accent.
vibrator.
I can do one accent a year. And
Like a
it's,
puppet.
Jasmine this time.
Coffee.
You big dumb puppet.
I fucking love it.
That's pretty much it. What did you say? Like, we don't really have anything else. Joseph, Jasmine should be walking out of the house, going to the jury house tomorrow. So count your last butter beans while you can. Kid.
Poor Joseph.
Maybe we
I
make
know.
butter beans for dinner tomorrow.
No.
He's going in with Indy and Jasmine, who were both obsessed with him in the house.
Well, I mean, I think Jasmine is just going to sexually harass him the entire time they're in there.
Did you see
In
the clip where they were clarifying? So apparently before Indy left, she like said something to Jasmine that was like, somebody in the house has a crush on somebody who's not available.
Oh.
And like everybody's been talking about it, and Jasmine is convinced that it's Joseph having a crush on her.
Why would it? I mean, that's hilarious. Good job, Indy.
And so Kyle, Turner, and Joseph were talking about it outside, clearly because they're outside all week. And Turner thought that what Joseph was saying was that, like, yes, if she was not married, he would be interested in her. And he was like, oh, no, that's not what I mean. And Turner goes, okay, good, because I was like, my boy.
Oh, Turner.
What is your favorite bean? B Bean wants to know.
Refried.
Mine is a B Bean. That's my favorite.
And
bean.
then ranch
It's
style.
you.
It's you.
It's you, baby. I'm not a huge bean person. I guess a black bean, a kidney bean.
Butter
I don't
bean.
know.
I don't know if this is a specific
Chili.
type of bean, but you know, like barbecue beans.
Name them. Cowboy
What?
beans.
Cowboy beans.
Ranch style beans. Ranch style beans.
I love
That's
ranch
it.
style
Emma literally said that.
I could
Oh,
drink
maybe
it.
those are the-
Yeah, refried are pretty dope.
No.
Refried's
The
dope. but-
texture of
I
refried
like
beans,
refried.
I
I
can't
hate
not.
refried beans.
Oh, you mean that it's how it's runny but thick at the same time?
It's like mashed potatoes, but bean. And I don't like that.
It's like mud.
I'm on a fast right now. We have to stop talking about food.
We're not talking about it being appetizing.
I'm thinking about how great refried beans are.
Baked beans. Now we're just naming beans.
Boston baked beans.
Is a black-eyed pea a bean? Or
Yes.
is it a pea?
It's a
It's a
pea.
pea.
It's shaped like a bean.
It's called a pea.
But it's a bean, isn't it?
I think it's a
Is
bean.
a jelly bean a bean?
Jelly bean's a bean.
It's a bean.
What
I
about
do
bean
like
bag?
a Starburst jelly
Beanie
bean.
babies.
Beanie babies.
No, we're just naming beans.
Mexican jumping beans.
Chicago bean.
The bean, the Chicago bean. Terrence? Okay. What's in
I
this?
I was about to say flick of the bean. Todd, you
So
beat me
it's-
to it, you son of a bitch.
I was gonna make that joke as soon as we were asked that question, but I thought I had already
What's in it?
mentioned.
You know- hey, you know
masturbating
what
too
my
much
favorite-
today.
You know what my favorite bean is?
Allison is horny tonight.
My favorite bean
It's
is
my bean.
B bean. B bean. That's my favorite bean.
Okay,
BB,
welcome
I
to the
already said
fucking
that.
podcast, Pat. We've
I already
all made
said
that
that.
joke already.
Yeah, but I'm
Wow.
saying it now last.
Pat's not paying attention. That's Pat.
I'm
dude.
really
I don't
not.
listen to words
I'm
you
like-
guys say.
I'm like
Just talk
reading
loudly.
and not paying attention to you guys.
Oh.
Virginia unguiculata are a variety of cowpea and are part of the family of beans and peas. Legumaceae and fabaceae in the USA. Although
So-
called a pea, it is actually a bean. So black eyed
Leguminose.
peas out.
I was
It's
right. I don't think I've eaten.
Look at bean.
Always
No,
right.
what is that? What you just be bean because you're an expert on beans?
Answer now.
Are you a bean farmer?
He's a big brother and bean expert.
Tommy's just collided there.
What a cool gamut of knowledge to have.
That is a great gamut of knowledge.
Big brother and every bean ever.
Those are the things I know. Beanstalk. All right, guys. You don't need to just name beans.
LL Bean.
LL Bean.
All right.
We're all just
On that note,
silently
guys,
thinking about
Beaning
it.
the batter.
enjoy your beans, and we will talk to you crazy butter beans, jumping beans, whatever kind of bean you want to be, whatever kind of bean you want to bean. We'll talk to you guys, Mr.
Mr.
Bean.
You win.
At the buzzer.
We'll talk to you, Beans, tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. At Pastor Gay Bro, I'm at Alex J. Milton. Allison is at Affable Allison. Emma's at Little EM Tweets. Pat is at Not Pat Dion. Is it going to be the three of us minus Emma tomorrow night? All right. That's our plan for tomorrow night's eviction. But you got to know what's going on.
Are you going to be awake, Pat?
You want to fight?
Patty Pat.
Always.
Bean Pat.
You beaned or believe it.
You beaned or believe it.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up. All right, guys. Thanks.
I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
have
listening.
a giant
Thanks for
bowl of
watching.
beans that I'm eating
Share
tomorrow.
us with a friend, and let's all go buy a can of beans, and we'll eat the beans on the podcast tomorrow night. We'll do bean reviews.
That's a bar here. Cool Beans. That's a good place.
Cool beans. Coffee bean. I said that.
Coffee bean's a good bean.
Cacao bean. Chocolate.
A lima bean.
I don't even really like chocolate.
Mung beans.
Mung beans.
Smell like death. They're very
It's a
nutritious.
distinct old man smell.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Until we do, make sure you guys go out there and pass the gravy, bros.
Big brother, it's big brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On past the gravy, bro.